This video is called Digimon Survive is more exciting than Pokemon Sword and Shield. So get ready, get out your swords and shields, get out your Melgarurumon cannons and your War Greymon sword hands, because we're about to have some kind of showdown here, guys. IGN is starting a fight, and let's see how much we ruin them, honestly. This is gonna be a react video, I guess. I'm gonna turn it into a react video. This is gonna be highlighted, brought to YouTube, whatever. We're on Twitch right now. And yeah, I'm actually curious about how much I'm going to agree with this. So let's actually go through this piece by piece and whatever, and kind of see if they're right here. I mean, honestly, my first opinion is, yeah, Survive is a lot more exciting with Sword and Shield. Let's find out. Let's find out what we got here.
I'm a Digimon fan. There, I said it. But I'm also a Pokemon fan. In fact, I might lean more on the side of being a Digimon fan, and that's okay.
Everything he said so far is 100% same.
Excuse you? Just kidding.
Now, I used to be ashamed to admit this around my Poke friends who pretty much just wrote the Digimon franchise off as just another knockoff of Pokemon. Well, I'm here to tell you Digimon is more than a knockoff. In fact, it's not a knockoff at all. But I'm not gonna lie, there's obvious similarities between Pokemon and Digimon. I mean, the most blatant being the name. Pokemon, Digimon, I mean, come on, Mon. Like any typical Pokemon fan out there, I was excited to hear about the release of—
Okay, before he goes into the Sword and Shield thing. Yeah, no, I fucking get so unironically triggered when people decide to, like, say that Digimon is a Pokemon knockoff. Like, first of all, like, Digimon came out, like, a few months after Pokemon, and it didn't come out, like, as an anime or as a video game, but literally as, like, a Tamagotchi. It was literally just a Tamagotchi more marketed towards young boys. So that's a really weird thing to say it's a knockoff about, you know? And even after that, Digimon has always been more about, like, the development of the actual, like, human characters, and the monsters that go along with them are more so foil characters. They're characters that they go, like, they bounce off of to build who they are, and to usually get to, like, their end goal as a human being, just to become, like, what's that word I'm looking for? Coming of age. It's like Digimon tends to be coming of age stories, and that's what the Digimon are there for. And yeah, no, like, even in video games, almost every Digimon game, almost every, is not at all like any Pokemon games, and the objective is, I'm never going to be the best Digimon. It's usually like, yeah, no, there's a bad thing, we need to stop it. Or I have one Digimon and it's like my one companion and I have to take care of it because it's a fucking brain dead animal that will shit on the floor. Like, it's really far from being a ripoff. Other, like, again, the only thing they really have in common is it's a kid with a monster friend. That's kind of where it ends.
The Pokemon Sword and Shield later this year. I mean, getting to explore the wild areas to discover new Pokemon, and that whole Dynamaxing thing in the Galar region where you can pretty much supersize your Pokemon sounds so damn cool. And I'm sure it is. But did you also know that there's a new Digimon title releasing this year as well? And I want more people to talk about this. Why aren't they talking about it?
Yeah, Survive looks beautiful, like literally beautiful. Like, I'm not even excited for it as like a Digimon game,
strategy RPG where
but as a
you play
game.
As a young character stranded in a parallel world, or
But Digimon is just the extra flavor on top, the extra sprinkles.
Partner, Agumon, you'll have to battle it out to find your way back home. Now, I'll tell you guys right now, I am so glad there's so much hype around the Pokemon franchise to this day, but I'm actually more excited for the new Digimon game. I mean, I grew up both watching and playing all things Pokemon and Digimon related as a kid. I mean, both franchises kept my interest as I grew from a weeb boy to a weeb teenager, and then later to a mild-mannered weeb man. I'm such an otaku. But as my
I love this guy until he said that he was an otaku, and I cringed a little bit.
The franchise continued the same formula for each of its sequels.
Yeah, no,
Aside from the addition of new pocket monsters, you pretty much had the same mission for each game.
Yeah, no, I'm going to 100% agree with him here. Like, I think that's one of the most stale things about Pokemon. Like, you buy a Pokemon game, and before you even start it, you know what you're getting into. You go into your town, you meet your friends, you get your Pokeball, you get your Pokemon a couple towns over. Actually, before a couple towns over, you fight your friend, and then you go, like, to a couple towns over, then you find the evil bad guys. Along the way, you'll do your little journey gem things. And you'll see a new Pokemon, and then later the bad guys will be like, oh, we were bad guys. And you're like, oh, shit. I have to deal with you now. And then you deal with them while also doing the Pokemon journey with the Pokemon gym badges. And in the end, you beat up the bad guys, and we're like, oh, shit. You did it. You stopped us. I feel worse about what I didn't know, and I see the error of my ways. I feel like I should have marked this with spoilers. I honestly feel like I should have marked this hence this with spoilers. And then you get to your final challenge at the final gym battle tournament place with the Elite Four, whatever they want to call it, and you beat them, and then there's one person remaining, and you beat the one person left, and then you are the best Pokemoner. It's you. You did it. Good job. Very good. And it's a Pokemon game. There's rock, paper, scissors. There's probably a battle gimmick, like one kind of like a once a turn or once a battle thing. Maybe it'll make your Pokemon look different. Maybe you'll give it a super cool move. Maybe you'll just eat a fucking giant ball until a kaiju comes out, and you're just a big version of a Wooper. It's just a big Wooper. Okay, that's fine. And I don't know. It's just really hard to get excited about. Like, even if the game looked gorgeous, I'd be like, oh, it looks pretty nice. But it's still a Pokemon game, and I know what I'm getting myself into, but...
To be the very best,
Let's see what it says.
Be a Pokemon Master, and to defeat those gem trainers as you set forth to become the greatest Pokemon trainer of them all. Conquering each region. So much fun, I know. But around Gold and Silver of the Pokemon franchise, I found myself longing for the colorful world of monster taming in console form. I only had a PlayStation at this time, and as a kid who loved anime, I wanted those worlds recreated in video game form.
Yeah.
I took to RPGs. And with the success of the Pokemon games proving that there is indeed a viable market for monster taming / fighting games in the West, we got such PS1 games
Monster Rancher,
as
so
Monster
good!
Rancher, Jade Cocoon, Azure Dreams, and Digimon
Monster
World.
Rancher 2 is unironically maybe the best monster racing game ever made.
Brought a new spin to the
I
monster
played by
taming
this
and fighting
point.
genre. Even though the reviews of Digimon's first foray into the console world was considered underwhelming by game reviewers, fans of the franchise still bought in, and Digimon World became a greatest hits title.
Dude.
Remember how coveted...
Okay, so the game reviewers who, like, reviewed Digimon World 1, I've actually done research into this. They're fucking filthy degenerates. Like, they actually just are like, I'm trying to try really hard not to say Pokemon here. And then, like, the entire review is basically saying that this game is not good because it's not Pokemon without saying the word Pokemon. It's like, yeah, no, I didn't like how I didn't have control of my Digimon. It's like, that's about kind of how this game works. That's the mechanic. Like, it's the decent mechanic, you just want it to be a different mechanic. That's just wanting it to be a different game. That if it was a different game, you'll just say, yeah, no, this is a ripoff, and then you're back at fucking square one. Yeah, Digimon's a Pokemon ripoff. Hey, look at Digimon do its own thing in its own interesting ways. It's bad. Also, if it was the thing I wanted to be, I'll make fun of it for being a ripoff. Like, fucking pick your side. Like, there are Digimon games that do kind of go into like the more Pokemon territory of like just straight up collecting monsters, and some of them are good, like the Digimon story games or whatever. But like, it's at this point, like, I guess they're more like Shin Megami Tensei games, but like, still, like, you would be a jerk about them. It's a catch-22. It's the Digi catch-22. It's catch-22, man.
Those were back then? Yeah. If you didn't pay full price, you don't have to anymore. The anime was widely popular with 7 different iterations, and the Digimon adventure films continuing the story of the original Digi-Destined from season 1 of the show.
I was okay.
the
Turtle, I
aspect that
agree.
made the anime more grounded than Pokemon was that the Digidestined faced real-world consequences. Coming face to face with death on numerous occasions.
Yeah.
But sure, there have been Pokemon that have died.
Hell, I
in
would
both
say that it's not even like, oh yeah, they faced death. It's like, yeah, no, they had to deal with like finding out they're adopted, or the stress of moving from childhood to adulthood, or the fact that their families are split up and divorced, and all of those like other actual real life things that are really relatable. Like, I think that's what makes Digimon really work, because it's a story about kids having real problems.
both the anime and the films, but
Pre-rise, pre-reg
Digimon
is out.
showcase death far more often. Black Ward Greymon
I'm
sacrificing
excited.
himself,
Hey, doing,
Leomon, who
Alex?
died numerous times throughout the franchise, and need I mention the tragic story of Yukio Okaiwa? Here's a lonely man who had a single childhood friend where they both obsessed over the Digiworld and longed to visit the world one day. Okaiwa's best friend would never see that day because he gets shot and dies. Okaiwa becomes possessed by the disembodied spirit of an evil Digimon, and just as he recovers from the possession and is about to step foot in the digital world for the very first time, he gets Thanos'd and dissolved. His unhealthy obsession, of course, with Digimon is what led to his demise. Seriously, this was a kid's show! These characters
Oh, the Gundam
had
Builders
a
film
lot
game
of
came
depth
out?
to them,
I actually want to check
and
that
you
out.
ended up caring about the outcome of each. And these are the real-life stakes presented in the upcoming Digimon game, Digimon Survive.
Yeah.
Real-world consequences where if you make the wrong move, it might just cost you or someone close to you their life. Now, I'm definitely looking forward to becoming
really exciting.
a Pokemon Master in Sword and Shield, as I'm rather inclined to play it if I really want to maintain a healthy social life with my Poke friends. But
That's also true.
hey, right now, just
Unironically, if I wasn't like monster raising content creator, if I wasn't like Samantha the monster girl, I might actually like not get Sword and Shield. I'm just really kind of about it. Like, not as I was about like Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, where I'm like, I don't really even want to play this. But like, just kind of, it's the thing again.
so you know, as soon as I pack up my Pokeballs,
Hopefully it changes my
I'm
mind.
going
Hopefully I'm
home
really
and-
blown away.
And I'm plugging into the digital matrix and cleaning up that poop left by Agumon. And I'll tell you right now, that's gonna be far more entertaining to me. Pokemon is about being the very best. Digimon is about saving the world, not just saving it from Team Rocket. Now, hopefully there's some other Digimon fans out there looking forward to Digimon Survive. And if you're out there, don't hesitate to admit it. Don't hesitate.
Okay, no. This is actually a good video. This is actually a really good take. This guy's smart and I like him.